Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Women pay for what they desire. Look, I'm gonna tell you what, if you really want an idea of the type of men that women really go for, think about who they pay for on multiple levels. Now, I've said several times, check out women like who go to these strip clubs, Magic Mike shows or something in Las Vegas, women who get gigolos, and women who go on sex tourism vacations. You know, check out what they are paying for, what they willing to give up their money for. And that's just one level. And look, because one thing, I've said that before, and you know, you get some guys who quite frankly don't know the real deal. And they'll say, well, no, those are just older women and stuff like that. And yeah, there's some of them in there, definitely. But there's a lot of young, attractive women who will do the same thing. I've talked to some women who were very young when they went to the islands or something. And they were checking out the Beach Boys, or the Rent-A-Rosters in places like Jamaica. And, as far as the male exotic dancer thing, now I first started hearing about women really going for them in the early 90s. Indeed, I'm working in a government office, and the young women in there were constantly talking about different dancers and everything. Indeed, there was an attorney who wanted me to dance at her party, a party her and some girlfriends were having. I think it was bridal shower or something. They were having trouble getting somebody. Say, hey, Rob, you want to dance? I'm not a dancer. What are you talking about? But she was like, hey, we'll pay you and everything. I didn't engage in it. But, that started giving me an idea. But then it was when my book, Nice Guys and Players, first came out. And I was at a Black Expo in DC, and my table was placed over by 4 crews of male exotic dancers who were pushing calendars. And there were a bunch of young women over there buying stuff. It was a log jam. It was like a little section. It was like 4 crews of male exotic dancers, my books, and a photographer. Let's just say that photographer made a lot of money. These women were young girls were pulling these guys over to take pictures with them and stuff like that. So don't think it's just like one type of woman. All types of women, they will pay for it. Gigolos or sex tourism, stuff like that. And that's just one level. That's just one level. There are many guys out here who, quite frankly, are sponsored by women. Even some young girls. It could be something as simple as the young girl paying for the date. Or it could be something like you get some woman and, she'll get that guy, she'll buy him everything. She might even pay him. She'll let him live on her dime. She'll let him drive her car. And, this ain't saying whether it's right or wrong or anything. It just happens. And just for the record, it's not necessarily a situation where the woman has like emotional control over the man. Some people might hear about that and think, oh, well, she controlling him or something. No, that man walks out whenever he wants and usually do. Indeed, I've seen even in a case when I was working as an investigator at the DC courthouse, there was a case I was working on for a defense attorney, and actually had to talk to this one guy who was actually, there was a story about him in one of those like, street magazines and stuff. Cause this dude, he was unapologetically in the game. I had to go talk with him at some Section 8 girl's house. I mean, even on that level, you got some guys, they living off these women like that. These women are paying for them one way or the other. So the thing is, and of course, there's a economic range between them and everything. But just understand that. That's one of the things. Like, if you want an idea of what a woman wants, look at what she paid for. Or I'm gonna tell you something that's simple. check out these romance novels. Go to a bookstore and just look at what the women are picking up. Think about how they are sold. Think about the movies out there. You know, last week was talking about the, that Sex Life series. How many women got into it? In fact, that was written by women. But you get an idea what draws their attention. What draws their attention? What are they willing to give up the money for? Or not even money. Their time, their resources for. Because let's be real out here. Most men are seen as resources, tricks, and that's if they even deal with them. You know, they looking to get money out the man. They looking to go for, the high value man. They want that man to have money. But who is it that the women get with for free? Ooh. Or who is it that they will expend their resources for? Who is it that they will pay for the date for? Who is it that they will buy clothes for? Of course, I mentioned male exotic dancers and gigolos, but that's just one level. Who are they going out their way for? Who are they? Who are the women? They driving their nice car over to a man's place, and he can be in the hood or something, sleeping on an air mattress. And at most, they'll let the guy drive. Sometimes they'll drive. It's almost like a pimp thing. And, a lot of guys don't realize why. But look, let's be real. Women paying for the poo. They paying for the sex. Women are paying for the sex. They paying for that man's presence. They paying for that hot beef injection. I know I said poo at first. Real quick, I'll say about these men be paying for it. But nah, the women be paying for the D. The women be paying for the D. And you can get the best idea of who, if you just pay attention to the, like if you're in a restaurant or something, the women getting a check. You hanging out with, you're in a mall or something, the women buying a guy something. Sometimes they just straight up handing him money. And he ain't even in the, he ain't on that diesel game at all. But what is the common denominator? That man is turning them on sexually. And women want it so much, they will pay for it. And that gives you an idea the type of men that women ultimately want. I'm saying ultimately. Oh yeah, they'll deal with the guy gonna buy them all this stuff. Yeah, they'll deal with them. But they also cheat on that guy too. Let's just be real. Let's just keep it 100. Think in terms of who the women taking their resources for. Because one of the things that has to be pointed out, most of these women, many of these women got their own businesses. They got their own careers. They building their own houses. The man got to look. They'll take care of that man. They will spend their money. All he has to do, sometimes he might just have to escort them or something. Because I tell you what, like in upper class environments, and when you see like upper class functions or something, you see some women there, they educated, they professional, they might be attorneys, doctors, dentists, and they with a guy. Sometimes that guy might be on that level. Sometimes that might be a straight up gigolo. Or some guy they found attractive just to escort them. That happens more than people realize. That happens way more than people realize. So I want y'all to think about that. You get an idea of what a woman wants. Always look at what they pay for. That's the one thing, regardless of what they say. Look at what they pay for. Look at who they sponsor. That tells you everything that you need to know. All right? So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll get back with y'all later. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.